Hey, how you doing? My name's Bruce. Doing this video. You're probably looking for videos on distal bicep tears. I couldn't find a whole lot of them when I was going through my diagnosis and then subsequent surgery, so I figured I'd make one just to kind of give someone some information on what you could be looking for. Right now, I just made the 6 week mark, so I have no more brace. I had a distal bicep tear right here on my left bicep. As you can see, I have the scar from the surgery. Like I said, I'm at the 6 week mark. I just got this off, so I had a brace like this, and I had this for 5 weeks. Before that, I had a hard cast, so they didn't want it moving at all. So I had this on for, 5 weeks. I just got that taken off, which has been great. They only let you do, I don't know, they said to take it off every time that I would go take a shower and whatnot. But basically, some of the symptoms that I had that led me to go ahead and get seen by a doctor, or I had noticed that the bicep had retracted, so about right here in the elbow crease, I had a lump in my elbow, and then I had a scar. I'm sorry, not a scar. I had a bruise. It was kind of yellow and brown-ish, black, purple, all those colors, right here on my forearm. And I just had pain in my arm. Just kind of felt like my arm was sore. I do jujitsu for sport. Also, that the weekend that I believe it happened, I was working on the house. We're getting our house ready for an appraisal. So I was working on the house, pulling stuff out the garden and whatnot. So the doctor believes that it was probably something that kind of tore over time. And then I did either something at my jiu-jitsu tournament or in the garden or working the house to tear it completely. But I never heard or felt a pop, anything like that. I didn't get the Popeye arm where it like kind of balled up or what. Like I said, I noticed kind of loss of function as I was going to do jiu-jitsu or certain things at the gym. I would just kind of notice that it just felt weird, like something just didn't feel right. So I had my surgery right around the 3-4 week mark prior to the injury. So luckily they were able to save the original tendon. They didn't have to do donor tissue, or they didn't have to go in and do any type of tendon grafts or anything like that. And they just went in and drilled a hole, put an anchor in the hole, sutured the tendon to the anchor, and got it up. So I just met with the doctor about 2 days ago at my 6 week checkup. I'm currently in occupational therapy, which is different from physical therapy. Everything about this surgery has kind of been just a little bit different than the things that I researched. So I want to make this video and put it out there for people to see. I'm actually seeing a certified hand specialist. I started seeing her at the 1 week post-op mark. So when I got my cast off and I was put in that brace, which is called a thermoplastic brace, which is different than a lot of people that I noticed have had hinge braces, which I think would have benefited me better because they could have adjusted the range of motion, because I started kind of at like the 30-degree, 40-degree point where my arm was like this. And then as I went through the occupational therapy, they started, 10 degrees each week. So I went 40, 30, 20, 10, and at the 6 week mark, I was out to 0. I actually started with a -5, which is back kind of where I am now, kind of hyperextend both of my arms. So I'm pretty much at that point now. Like I said, I met with the doctor. The doctor said, I'm pretty much going to be back to full capacity in about 6 more weeks, which is great. I'm very active and I work out, do sports, like I said, jiu-jitsu, and my job is very active as well. So me sitting on the desk for the past 5 weeks have been miserable. I hate it. So I can't wait to get back to doing what I do. But I'm still to the point where they don't want me doing lifting anything heavier than 5 pounds, push-ups, pull-ups, anything like that. I can do lower body exercise, which I'm going to start. Today's a Saturday, so I'm going to start on Monday implementing that. I'm going to the hand specialist 2 times a week, At the beginning, all they had me doing was manual exercise. So they didn't want me, I was doing this times 10 and then supination and then moving into pronation, which my pronation still isn't back where the baseline is. My supination is already back to 85 degrees. My pronation is about 45, 50 degrees. So I need to get back to 85. I've seen a lot of people saying that this is boring, it's mundane, it is. But the surgery wasn't painful at all. And I've had multiple orthopedic surgeries. I had a shoulder done. I had the labrum tear with the rotator cuff. I've had hand surgery. I had to put plates and pins in my hand. I've had knee scopes where the knee's been just cleaned up. I haven't had an ACL, MCL, nothing like that. This was by far the least painful out of all the surgeries. Maybe about a week or two, the sleeping was uncomfortable, and I was kind of taking the pain medicine just to kind of put myself to sleep so I get some good sleep, because I knew I was going to toss and turn. I would suggest getting a recliner if you can, sleep in a recliner maybe a week or two, and then adjust to go back to sleeping in the bed, because they had your arm on a pillow, they want your arm elevated, and you're taking blood thinners and whatnot to make sure you didn't have any clots from the surgery. So really, like I said, the surgery wasn't painful at all. It's an orthopedic procedure. I was in and out. It was a same day deal. So I went at like 9:30 and I went home at like 3 or 4. I don't remember. But they did shoot me up with some local anesthesia before I left. I didn't have a nerve block or anything. Either my doctor decided to opt against that, because I was really, I was concerned about nerve damage in my hand. So I wanted to make sure that I still had the full function of my hand and everything like that, because I use my hands a lot for work and I have to use my hands for the jiu-jitsu and sports in general. So I didn't want any issues with my hands. So my doctor decided against the nerve block. I've heard people that have had them, and I had a nerve block when I had my hand surgery, and it worked out great. Again, the surgery is a lot less painful than any of the other surgeries that I've had. I may have taken 4 or 5 pain pills total. Like I said, I was just in the first week or two when I couldn't get some good sleep at night. Like I said, again, the physical therapy, or I'm in occupational therapy, which is a little different than physical therapy. I'm seeing a certified hand specialist. It's just a little different. It's just boring. It's different from anything that I've noticed. I've finally been able to do full range of motion exercises. So at the 6-week mark, I'm doing this. I can add weight if I want to. So you have your hand like this, you have your hand like this, and you have your hand like this, and you do 10 times reps, right? Keep your elbow locked out, and then keep your elbow locked, and then pronate to supinate, pronate to supinate, pronate to supinate. You can see like my muscle still isn't moving. It's just because my muscle's finally starting to get that activity. So it's not where it should be yet, but I'm happy with the results. I'm happy with everything that's going on right now. So another 6 weeks and I should be fully clear for 100% sport back to baseline. Maybe a little bit longer, but everything I researched said 3 to 4 months. My doctor, who he treats our local pro football and basketball teams, he said he's seen people doing it as get back to baseline as quick as 2 months. And the conservative side was more 4 months. And so he said, I'm in decent shape. I'm 35 years old. Like I said, do all these to stay active. He's like, I think you can kind of meet somewhere in the middle. So we'll test it back out when I get to that point. So yeah, just wanted to put this video out there, update everybody on some stuff that maybe you haven't seen. Maybe my video is a little bit different than when you're researching distal bicep tears, because everything kind of seems just to be a little bit different from what I'm gathering. It's all doctor specific stuff. So like I said, my situation was a little bit different than any of the videos that I had seen out there. So I want to go ahead and make a video and put that information out there if you are dealing with this type of injury, what to expect and what you can be looking forward to and whatnot. So that's it. Thanks.